What's up, buddy? My mic in the Mad Dog, or yeah, mic in the Mad. What he did? Oh, good afternoon, everybody. That's what
Same league.
it's fun to have an intro. I don't know what I do yet or what I like.
You normally come in with the yell.
Yeah, I do a what's up. You think I should stay?
It's whatever your heart wants, man.
I like routine, tradition. So I got to find something that's worthy of it.
There you go.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm all right. That's a great song.
Oh, you like that song?
I love that song.
I didn't know. So I thought Hate Week, as of now, for you, I thought it was teetering. Like I didn't know if you were in love with the Hate Week theme or the songs yet. So I thought this one would either push you one way or the other. I didn't know if it was. I was wondering if it was going to be like or dislike.
I don't know. I respect it as a theme. I think it's a par on course with the themes. This is a great song. It's as straightforward as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of one of my things. I know, there's beauty in hidden messages, and I think I might talk about this in a little bit of the sports world today. And it's what you're reading a classic book, and it's does this represent this, or do you think this could have represented blank about blank? And we see that in songs and movies, and they talk about the meanings and stuff. This is more my speed. I hate everything about you. Do you get it?
But what's the next line?
Oh, who cares?
Well, that completely confuses your theory. Do you not know the next line?
No.
I hate everything about you. Why do I love you?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
It's still powerful.
Still powerful. I used it for a video of Tyler Clippard one year.
There you go.
I was trying
so
to
you still love him?
No, I cut that part out. I didn't use
There you go.
Yeah, I altered the song.
There you go.
There was there's another song I wanted to that I thought could have done for Hate Week, but I'm blanking on it. I can't remember. I thought it was by the band Lit, but I can't remember. It was something like it was like started off like I love, and you thought it was going to be something, and then he throws the last word at the end, like he increases it one word at a time. Wish I could remember what song it was. It'd be better, but whatever.
That's I love burritos at 4 a.m. Parties that never end, and twins. That one?
It could be. Could have been.
That's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
I'll tell you what I love.
Lit has a good song that I like though. That My Own Worst Enemy.
Oh yeah, that's an all-timer.
What's the line that you and I probably both like? Every now and then I kick the living shit out of me.
Please tell me.
Please tell me why.
How are you doing? How was your yesterday?
It's good. Are we gonna grade our yesterdays?
We can. 1 to 10.
Yeah. Jake wants to do a new thing. He wants to grade our days. Jake's idea. Give a number grade on our previous day, and then chart them. look back on the month.
I think we could chart it, and I think we can tweet it from Jomboy and Jake Radio, and get everyone's number from yesterday as well, and then we can kind of track. Whose days of the week are better. What affected? Why did the world have an 8 out of 10 last Wednesday? I think it's some serious psychoanalysis.
I like it. I can't wait to have my brother Luke here over the summer. I think it's like June. Because I was trying to keep up with the Jomboy and Jake Radio Instagram and Twitter, but PPPs have pushed that completely aside on Talking Yanks, and so I need help with that, but whatever. Oh, here it is. You make me come. You make me complete. You Make Me Completely Miserable. That's the Lit song I was talking about.
Wow.
It's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, that's full circle.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's got to be one of their top songs, I would think, right? Lit is still making music. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, no. 3 Days Grace is the band that did I Hate Everything. I thought 3 Days Grace was a religious band.
You're my music guy.
Yeah, you never know. They sneak those religious bands in, like Switchfoot.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know. Here we go. Ready?
Desperate for changes.
You make me come. You make me complete. You make me completely miserable.
Ooh! I don't want to listen to the rest, but yeah. It's a nice love song. Nice ballad. Oh, wait. He hates her.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
Away, away, away from here will be. Okay. You ready for my ranking of my day yesterday?
Yeah.
5.5.
Okay.
So
I'm worried about decimal points because I'd like to post it as a poll.
you can only do 4 options in a poll.
Well, maybe that's our voodoo we control. Okay, that's fine. Take your 5.5.
Yeah. Got to do decimals. I'm a 5.5 because the new website is close, and that ticked me up a little bit. But I mean, there's got to be like a lot of room to grow. I didn't leave the house yesterday.
Yeah.
I feel like it's impossible to give it a 6. There's going to be days when I go to the beach and go swimming. That's, there's going to be days I go to Yankees games, so the Yankees have a walk-off win. Like, I need a lot of room to grow. So I was like, I didn't want to put it in the negative light. It's probably just a 5, but the website made me happy, so it's 5.5.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think, okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to go 6-1. 6-1.
Okay. Why'd you have such a good day?
I think I try to make my average day a 6. I think I'm going to use my scale differently.
Okay.
I think on my average day I want to have a 6 and try to work up from there. And there's days that fall below that. But I don't know. There were some parts about yesterday. I got out of the house for a little bit. I took the dog to get groomed. I went to the coffee shop and I had the fun. I don't know. I got a fun story out of it. I was wearing our CC Sabathia "That's For You" bitch shirt. I talked a little bit about it on Talking Yanks. And I don't know, like, that's just kind of funny. I was going around town with a shirt, a fluffy dog, and a T-shirt that said "That's for you, bitch." In a part of Denver where there's not a ton of CC Sabathia fans, from what I know.
Yeah.
And I set up while the dog was getting groomed. I kind of went to this hipster coffee shop for an hour and a half to get some other work done, and I don't know. It's just funny. I was putting out the clear opposite vibe of everyone else at the coffee shop, and so that was enjoyable. I think we cranked a hellacious ep of Talking Yanks yesterday. I think we had a hellacious ep of JJR, and I think I had a hellacious ep of Talking Huskies recorded yesterday. So there you go.
Hellacious. Wow, hellacious can mean a ton of different things.
Oh, yeah.
Because it can mean very bad or it can mean very good. So people can be confused right now what you're saying about Talking Yanks.
That's how I like to keep them. Keep them on their toes.
The definition of hellacious is very great, bad, or overwhelming.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't tell me anything. If someone tells me hellacious now, I'm just more confused.
It's a good range. I like it.
3 things my way.
Yeah. Maybe I meant all 3 of them.
I never heard it said in a positive way because the hell connotation makes me think bad. So I was confused when you said we had a hellacious episode. I was like, that's harsh.
No.
But I guess it can be used all different ways.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking it from a baseball term, like, okay, so a hellacious slider for Max Scherzer you'd say for the batter, that sucks. For Scherzer, that's great.
Okay, so it's just
that?
I think it's just grand.
Yeah, I like that.
Like it's like whatever it was big.
Yeah.
Because the examples here are all for like storms. Like it was a hellacious storm.
Yeah.
And that's where I think
that's kind of the same thing. That in that example, the storm is the pitcher, and wherever the storm is hitting is the batter.
Yeah. Okay, the Merriam-Webster definition is 1, exceptionally powerful or violent.
Bing.
2, remarkably good.
Boing.
3, extremely difficult. 4, extraordinarily large.
Waka waka waka.
You just reminded me of my favorite scene from Seabiscuit.
Okay.
When William H. Macy's he does a one-man radio show, and he just has like a bunch of objects. Like his soundboard is a bunch of objects.
Right.
And he's doing what you're doing. Have you ever seen that scene?
I have not.
I'm going to try and pull it up for the halftime show.
We would be killer with that.
You're pretty good. Like, that was excellent. You sounded like a fucking bop it.
Have you seen, well, I mean, 2 of my inspirations for that is
Bop It 1 and Bop It 2.
From the movie Spaceballs, because they have that guy that was the original sound effect. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Kinda.
There was an actor, I'll find his name, but basically he was the guy that made sound effects. I'll find his name right now. Michael Leslie Winslow. He was famous. He he was called the man of 10,000 sound effects. And so Spaceballs has a really good scene.
Oh, he could beatbox and rap at the same time.
I think so. And he was, I mean, he might have been a little before. Well, I guess he was still in that scene. But there's a really good scene in Spaceballs where he's checking the radar. Their radar gets jammed, literally. But, and he's like, yeah, when you're watching the radar, and he makes all the radar noises. And he's like, you got to watch out for the bloops. Bloop,
oh yeah, I know that
bloop.
scene. I know.
And then the bleep, 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 bleep. And he makes all the noises to perfection, and you're just, it's a really well done scene. And I mean, what's combining that is the Jimmy Fallon SNL skit radio host, where it's less noises, but it's more, it's Jimmy Fallon hosting a 5-person set, more AM radio show, and he's all the voices.
Oh.
Yeah, man in the box, get out of that box. And he goes, oh, Pedro in the corner, what are you talking about? Oh, me, no. And he just goes back and forth all day.
How did he do that without breaking?
Well, he gets to be this wacky, AM radio host character, so he's just living in that the whole time. But he has guests on, and he'll have the other characters make fun of the guests.
Sounds too funny that Jimmy Fallon always broke whenever things were actually funny.
I think it was so ridiculous in it, he didn't have time to break because he was doing multiple characters and stuff.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Someone on I was perusing the baseball subreddit, just Art Baseball, yesterday because Judge was doing an AMA. So I was trying to be aware of it, and then I missed it completely anyway. But
right.
There was one post in there, and it was like, why does Mad Dog just scream nonstop?
Mm.
And I was like, he's probably not a New York person, just an outsider.
Right.
And the top replies, all of the top replies were, he was born in sports radio when literally all you had to do was scream.
Yeah. And it's also any highlight you're going to see from him, it's not going to be him being calm.
Yeah, that's true. No, this guy's just listening to the show. He yells the whole time. I was thinking about this. We're pretty relaxed. I wonder if people like that about us. Katie listens to, it's either the Dollop or Last Podcast on the Left, and they do similar stuff to what we do with Last from the Past. They just read a history story and joke about it. But they're fucking on the whole time like this, man, and just talking to each other like this. And what do you think about that? And I'm like, Katie, how can you listen to that? They're just screaming in your ear. And then I listen to our shows, and I think that's what people like about us is where you just talk to each other, have a conversation. But they're like comedians, and they're just on the whole time. All right, let's go to the next story. What do you got here? I'm like, oh my God.
It's intense.
Please calm down. Can't do that. Speaking of, though, what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, I think it depends a little bit how people use podcasts. Like, I like to listen to podcasts when I'm working out now, but I guess some people, like, you know, they need that music or something that gets them going during workouts. Maybe the more intense podcast is a little transition into that. I don't know.
I think there's certain things like a morning podcast, and some people want to be eased into their morning and just listen to like morning talk show that's calm, and other people want to listen to like fucking Joe and Eddie in the AM where they're screaming in your face.
Yeah.
Wake up, people! We're gonna have a great day.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Speaking of how we're just casual in conversation, never yelling. Let's go to the Tri-State. The New York Knicks have been mathematically eliminated from championship contention. It is official, Jake. It is official. All your dreams have shattered. The NHL has rescinded the game misconduct to Zibby last night, or 2 nights ago, which helps no one because they were down 1-0 in a power play. Zibby backs his ass up into a guy, and they kick him out of the game. No longer have the power play. No longer have your best player in a 1-0 game in the third period. NHL says, we got it wrong. We're sorry. Go fuck yourselves. I want to talk to you about that. Would you rather an apology, or would you rather them just shut up and go away? Aaron Judge, is now a model. He's in a magazine looking hot. Jacoby, looking straight grizzly, is coming to camp, probably going to look like a loser. The Nets beat the Cavs. The Knicks lost to the Suns. Seton Hall took down 16th-ranked Marquette. And Rutgers lost to Penn State, but only by 1 point on a spread of 1.5. Vegas, you motherfuckers. And the big news, guys, at 8 p.m. tonight, the number 1 seed, Lipscomb, is going down. Got a feeling your whole family's going down, Lipscomb. New Jersey Institute of Technology is going to waste them.
So I won the bet of the day?
I think so, right?
Yeah.
It was 1.5 was the line.
Yeah, Penn State was favored, by 1.5 or 2.5,
No, it was 1.5 is what I wrote down.
Yeah.
And they won by 1.
Easy money. Easy money. I forgot what I bet yesterday. There's a couple times when I was clicking around to try to figure it out, and I forgot. Nice. Oh, my God. Did you see – did you see dude, Penn State won the first half 37-19. 37-19. They almost outscored them by 20. And Rutgers outscored them 46-29 in the second. And covered that spread.
It's crazy.
Big game. Dude, Vegas is nuts. How does Vegas work?
So I'm telling you, they're smart as fuck.
Some scary shit, Shane.
All right, so the NHL, Zibby backs his ass up into a guy. He's trying to get separation from his hands in the puck. Ends up being a penalty because he boarded the dude. The dude was in a bad position. Sure. They gave him a game misconduct. It was a 1-0 game, and I think there was like 9 minutes left in the third period with a power play. So now the Rangers lose their power play. So it's a shitty call. Everyone knows it's a shitty call. Same with the Saints in the playoffs. But, Jake, would you rather the refs come out and the league come out and say, we got that wrong?
Yes.
I think I agree, but it still doesn't help at all. To just.
Oh, no, it doesn't. It makes the current moment worse, but it gives you more hope going forward.
Yeah.
It's them acknowledging they shouldn't have called that. They're kind of sorry. And if you do it again, they won't call it, or they shouldn't call it.
The reason I really like it is because it shames the ref that made the call originally.
Shame.
Like now Zibby can go up to him and be like, told you were fucking wrong.
Yeah.
And that's a nice moment. Even if it doesn't help the scoreboard, it's a nice moment to go up to a ref and be like, oh, you were wrong.
You were wrong. I told you were wrong, and you didn't believe me.
You piece of shit.
And then you were wrong for all these people, Jackie.
You even got corn dogs.
Yeah, I don't
learn English for guys. It's a good movie.
Tough. Zibby. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the NBA does I think it's just 2 minutes. I wanted to give them the credit that it's up to 5, but I think it's 2 minutes where every play in the last 2 minutes after every game, they'll review it and like they'll confirm or deny calls. But they don't do it for the rest of the game, which is kind of like, okay, like I appreciate what you guys are doing, but shouldn't we check out the whole game because there's some big plays in the other court, the other 46 minutes of basketball?
That's what I love about football, when in the last couple of minutes they start like checking the spot and using the chains.
Yeah.
It's like the last 2 hours, it's been arbitrary. You just been throwing that ball down. You could be 4 inches off. You could be 2 inches off. You can be a foot off. No one knows. No one cares because it's just whatever you put that ball down. But 2 minutes. Oh, here comes the ruler. Oh, it's thinner than a piece of paper. You didn't get the first down. Well, that dude wasn't thinking about the piece of paper when he put the ball down for the spot. So are we really going to allow this to live our lives? And it's like, yep. That's so silly to me when they're like, oh, it was this close. Like, well, ref. Were you taking that into your mind when you put the ball there?
Just move it a little further up even, and it's not a problem.
Do something so it's so casual, and then like, well, let's investigate this thoroughly. Silly. But yeah. But the NBA, if they did it the full game, I don't know, just time and effort.
Well, I mean, they don't do it live. Oh, I'm saying this is after the game with the refs.
I know, but I'm saying maybe they just don't want to put the manpower into doing it for the full game.
Yeah, and I guess maybe they do and they don't release it to the public because how are you fully grading the referees? But it's true. They just come out with that a little bit after the game, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You did miss that. Sweet.
Are you excited for college basketball really picking up, or Huskies being out of it dulls your experience as a fan?
I am a little bit. You barely see it on my national news notes there, but I put bubble season with an exclamation point. And a couple of our favorites, Seton Hall, was kind of on the bubble. Maybe that 16th ranked Marquette win gets them in. Our St. John's team is on the bubble, Jim. I know that's going to be a big make or break for
Albert.
Yeah. They need a couple wins. I think they lost 3 of their last 4. I'm not sure if I missed the game since then, but I'm kind of back. I was looking at the bubble today and seeing some of the ridiculous teams, and oh yeah, I mean that opening weekend don't get no better.
Don't get no better. I was a 5.5 and you were a 6, correct?
6-1.
You were 6-1. Okay. I gotta write them down so I don't want to have to sift through the episode to find them.
Right. Someone's gonna give you an actual spreadsheet where you can check days and it'll be sortable.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that are really good at Excel, and I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
But I'm learning. Tell them, Jake.
You're learning.
Tell them about some of my recent Google sheets that are just beautiful.
You just got nice lines on them.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
On the damn lawn.
I here's what right now I want to watch this New Jersey Institute of Technology versus Lipscomb game. I don't think it's going to be on TV, but I love diving into dumb shit like this. I want to force myself to be interested in college basketball the rest of the way.
I bet you could find that game.
Because season really starts now for casual fans.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, let's go to the national news. You got anything else? You want to move
on? Oh, the Judge modeling picks. You want to talk about that?
He looks good, right?
He looks good. I think there's a definite like fight / tone on the internet now where some people are like, he's not that like hot, and it's like, well, he's big, he's in really good shape, and he's got nice clothing on.
Yeah,
he's gonna look good.
There's a common theme to all the pictures.
What's that?
I'm gonna whisper it because Judge is my good friend.
Right.
His mouth is closed.
Ooh, so you think a lot of people aren't into the teeth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think GQ or whoever took those pictures, they weren't into them either.
Yeah, I think it depends what we're talking about. Like, is Judge hot in those pictures? Absolutely. I think if you took someone that just naturally looked like Aaron Judge and they were working like the drive-through at Wendy's, you wouldn't walk away and be like, yo, how hot was that guy?
Top 5 Yankees to do a ESPN The Body issue right now.
Ooh, CC number 1, easy.
He said he wouldn't do it because Prince Fielder looked so ridiculous when he did it. He said they've tried to get him to do it.
I've personally tried as well.
That's I'm not with you there, but keep going.
I mean, Judge would be fun, right?
Yeah, I think Giancarlo's already done it.
G's done it. He's out for me. I'd go Larry Rothschild.
Okay, that's good. That's a good one.
I'm trying to think. Who else would I really want to see in the flesh? Voigt's up there. Obviously Clint.
Oh, we don't really cross over on any of our choices.
I mean, you got a Tanaka.
Yeah, Tanaka's there for me because I'd be smitten by it.
Right.
Gardy.
Big sushi roll in front of his honker.
Yeah, Gardy because he's just a ball of muscle, like a tiny little ball of muscle.
I thought about Gardy.
And he'd probably like hate the experience, and you could see how much he hated it while he was taking the pictures.
No, what it is, I think Gardy wants you to. I think he wants you to hate that experience, but then he leans in pretty hard.
Chad Green.
Okay.
Just curious.
You're thinking you think he has a little bit of a soft body.
No, just curious how he would react to that.
Okay. You want to see him in the environment.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I think you throw Chad Green into that, and he's the most out of his element he's ever been.
Yeah. Betances would be a fun one.
We'll have to ask Jenna. That's Chad's wife.
Would be fun. Yeah.
How would
We're on
Chad?
A pass there.
Yeah. Larry Rothschild would be great though.
Yeah, that's a clear winner in my head.
Romine would be. Yeah. You know who the people would like? Didi.
Yeah.
Remember when I saw Didi in person and he was the most handsome man I've ever seen?
Yeah, you said Didi was sharp.
Yeah.
Premeditated.
Do you like my Billy Madison quote during my tri-state area rundown?
I did.
I got a feeling your whole family's going down. Oh, Doyle, I got a feeling your whole family's going down.
I don't think Happy Gilmore still holds up. I don't think Billy Madison's that good, but we watched it in our formative years, so good forever.
Yeah, and it's one of those movies you like some different stuff now. We appreciate the aspects of Norm and the other guy just being huge losers and like living on the property basically, and all of their jokes are really good.
Having pickle races.
I mean, the clown, you thought that I was dead. I mean, when he first says that, like that gets me.
All right, let's go to the what's the next segment we do?
National Shoes.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
It's happened twice now, I think.
How about a round of applause? How about a standing ovation? Jimmy's done it. LeBron passes Michael Jordan for 4th on the all-time scoring list in a huge game. The 10th seed Lakers lose to my Denver Nuggets. Another highlight from this game, Jim. Big stuff. Rajon Rondo sits in a seat a little far away from the team.
Whoa.
Everyone was freaking out, and he came out after the game. He sat in, like, someone's actual seats that had left the game. It's still near the Lakers team and, like, their trainer. And he's like, yeah, I've done this in, like, 10 games this season. I don't know why people are getting mad about it. Now, Gordon Hayward, oh, my God, he's back, Jimmy. Gordon Hayward, he almost blew the freaking game. He fouled Buddy Hield on the three-point shot. Buddy hits all 3 shots. But then Gordon comes down and hits the game winner. Our Celtics are back And NFL teams are asking the Cardinals about Josh Rosen. And as I mentioned before, bubble season.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. My bad. I'll edit that out.
You're good.
A lot going on. A lot of basketball.
A lot of basketball.
The Rondo sitting in the seat thing is really funny when you take a look back and what are we doing?
Yeah. Did you see the picture?
No, I didn't. Let me Google it real quick.
So he's their sideline seats. They're nearish the Lakers bench. And I guess it's one of those things where they have like the coaching staff also goes that way. So he's near like one of the Lakers trainers, but they are those like 5 courtside seats that are super expensive that the players walk past you where they check in. But they were open, so he just like flopped down there with 40 seconds left. And people were killing him. Like Mark Jackson killed him on the broadcast. And then someone asked him after the game, he's like, I've done that so many times. Why do you care now?
What was his reason for doing it? He just like goes over and sits over there?
I think he like talks to the trainer for a second, and it's just like it's an open seat. Like the game's over.
Yeah, when you really think about it, it's nothing at all. Because if you're bored on the bench, like I never shut up. When we played hockey and I was on the bench, I never shut up. People hated me.
Right.
If I was in I would just talk to whoever. Like if I was by the bench, if I was by the board and we were the next line out and I was close to the door and there was a lady who was a mom working the penalty door, I'd like have a conversation with her. Like Rondo's like, there's 40 seconds left. I went and talked to the trainer. Like, yeah, it's totally normal.
Yeah.
I used to do play-by-play into my stick, like Averman on Mighty Ducks, and people don't like that much.
It becomes a lot.
Did you see
Kenny Poon used to do that on the baseball field almost. That was intense.
Did you listen to Channing Frye, Richard Jefferson's video congratulating LeBron?
I didn't listen to it. I saw like the headline.
It's actually really funny.
Goofing.
Yeah, want to listen? It's funny.
Sure.
I'll pull it up right about now.
Like him is showing his consistency of ball hogging. We're talking about Braun. We're talking about Braun, 13 away from Jordan. He was a huge ball hog.
Never
passed the ball.
Right now. Why don't you try and pass like the all-time assist leaders? Why don't you try and pass John Stockton instead of trying to pass
come up off the rock,
How about
dribbling
that
air out.
Can you do that? How about that?
It's ridiculous.
Please.
It took him long enough. What is this, 19 years?
It took him years.
What? Not shooting?
I kept playing. I would pass people too.
If I just shot 14, 15 times a game. It was crazy. Yeah. Anyways, congrats, man. You deserve it. You suck.
a better guy.
Yeah. You only bother
for me or him.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Pretty good.
That's good. Something we might have to add to the soundboard. It's a little bit of a deep dive, but it's a quote that me and Kenny P from CCSU used to love. In the Fab Five documentary, they're like a bunch of the guys are ripping on Juwan Howard. And like, they're doing that whole thing. They're, obviously taking a bunch of fake digs on him, and he just perks up and he goes, "Oh, they ragging on me, dog." Could be a good one on the soundboard. I don't know, but yeah, congrats. He did it.
Richard Jefferson's saying, if I kept playing, I'd pass people too.
If I never stopped playing, if I took more shots, dribbling the air out of the ball, well, pretty good. Pretty good. Slightly above normal athlete humor.
Yeah. And you can tell that they actually are friends. Like that's a friendly congrats.
Right.
Oh, I'm so proud of you, man. I look up to you. That's not a friend.
Wow.
All right. Halftime. And Jake, during halftime, I have another video for you. I told you I was going to pull this up. I think you're going to like it. Okay. This is TikTok McLaughlin on his radio show doing all the sound effects himself.
Okay.
As long as we're talking long shots, I got a real doozy for you, folks. Today we got a horse that's going off at 70-1, and that's a short price, my friends. This horse couldn't win a church raffle, let alone a $2,000 allowance. Yeah, talk about a jump in class. This is the skunk at the garden party. Yes, he's the surprise in the punch bowl. As a matter of fact, I'll lay even money that this nag Sea Biscuit couldn't even finish 6 furlongs. This is Tick-Tock McLaughlin live at Clarker's Corner.
Pretty good, huh? It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Playing the, what's that little xylophone thing?
I think he had it.
I haven't heard of one of those since I was a kid.
That's good.
This is Tick-Tock McLaughlin. Big Seabiscuit fan.
I'm taking a half point because he's using stuff.
But that's a soundboard. I know you like the guy that did it all with his mouth, but using stuff is only funny.
He's the soundboard.
Yeah, that's more impressive. This one's more funny.
Yeah, I like it.
At one point, he has like one of those like choo-choo things. Like,
yeah.
Pretty good. Got anything else for halftime before we move on?
I feel like those came back as a stocking stuffer. Like, I feel like parents or relatives were like, "Oh, these little train whistles, you blow into them and it makes the noise of a train." And every kid was like, "I have a PlayStation and can play Crash Bandicoot. Why did you put this anywhere near my Christmas gifts?"
I had a kazoo that I used to annoy the hell out of people of. I was in choir 6th and 7th grade because we had different homeroom, so all our friends were like, well, let's do choir, then we have homeroom together.
Right.
And then we ended up like going on trips and stuff and singing and going on bus rides and stuff like that with the Mackinac Islands, best fudge in the world.
Nice.
And I had this kazoo the whole time because that's what like music instructors use to get you in pitch.
Right.
So I just use it to fuck around. And it was basically like that. It's like when I brought my whistle to gym class. I guess I just a dick. Like, you don't have the power. I have the power.
Yeah, I think it's you have some themes. You're an active participant, whether it's in a positive way or a detrimental way.
Yeah, my music teacher hated us.
Yeah.
My gym teacher, who I did the whistle thing with, he thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
But he was like,
you got him.
You got to give me that whistle. It's like, no.
That's a good joke, but you got to give me that whistle.
I don't know. If everyone doesn't remember, we'd run laps. My teacher would blow a whistle, meant speed up. And then the next time he blow it, you slow down. So I brought a whistle one day, and every time he blew it to speed up, I just blew mine, and everyone would slow down.
Yeah.
Right. Like right away.
It's good.
I read the news today.
Why does it keep doing that?
I read the news today, oh boy. And though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh.
I know it's 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
A school bus driver abandoned his bus and the 30 students on it at a gas station, telling the students to go fuck yourselves. A man painted his entire house pink and says the neighbors can't do anything about it. Police rescue a woman who was tied to her steering wheel in a 50 Shades stunt gone wrong. Archaeologists discover a series of tunnels below the famed Alcatraz prison. Hello. Fornication will no longer be illegal in Utah. Hello. Billionaire dies during Paris penis enlargement operation. Hello.
I read the news today, oh boy.
What you like, Jakey?
Well, I think it's the best segue. I like all of these, Jim. All of these kind of speak to me. But I think segue from where we were, the driver that abandons the school bus at the gas station with 30 students and tells them to go F themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I am so on the bus driver's side.
You are, huh?
Kids are awful, and they were absolutely tormenting this guy for days, weeks, months, years, and he just snapped. And he said he's teaching them the most important lesson that they've learned in school up to this point of their life. Like, don't be idiots to such a large degree, or I will just leave you at a gas station.
You don't know my history with bus drivers, I guess.
Okay.
My bus driver, when I was in kindergarten, I was the shyest, most quietest speech impediment kid. My
Sure.
parents had to send me karate to build up some self-esteem.
Right.
My bus driver made me cry till I was out of breath when I was in kindergarten. The neighborhood kids had to come into the bathroom to calm me down, give me Jolly Ranchers and stuff. And then my my neighbor's mom, who's family friends, went and found the bus driver and like, what the hell happened? Like, why is Jimmy O'Brien so upset?
Right.
And the bus driver said, quote, Jimmy O'Brien, I'd wring his neck if I could.
Yeah.
So I'm never.
Why did he say that?
It was a woman. It was Vicky. She was terrible.
Why'd Vicky say that? Something happened to Vicky where she felt that she wanted to wring your neck.
Well, what happened was,
two sides to every story.
I was sitting front row because I was kindergartner.
Sure.
Like what, 6 years old?
Right.
And me and Anthony, who sat on the other side, would like just put our arms out in front to be the first one off the bus.
Right.
So we weren't like hurting each other. We just play a game and like knock his arm off, my arm goes up.
Right.
And she was like, stop it. And then we didn't stop because it's not harming anyone. And
I'd want to get Vicky on and hear the story from her account.
Then she kicked me off the bus. Well, here's the thing. I had my older cousins and the older neighborhood people that were in 8th grade, because this was
right.
K through 8 school. They were so mean to Vicky.
That's what I was going to say. What years did you take the school bus from? Because you're talking about kindergarten stuff. I mean, those kids don't even have human brains in my head.
I took the school bus all the way until high school.
Like through high school?
No, I took it a couple times in Southbury.
Because I was good.
Oh, I took it home. I took it home in Southbury. In freshman, sophomore, I took it home a lot.
8th grade through about sophomore year of high school or so. And I mean, you could extend that through high school, to be honest. I mean, that's when you have people capable of torturing bus drivers. And that's what this story was. They're 16-year-olds.
Yeah, well, my bus driver, she was mean to me, but she took it out on a kindergartner because she was a piece of shit. But she was getting tortured by the 8th graders and 7th graders on the back of the bus.
Yeah, exactly.
We got it at one point, Jake. My cousin Steven was on the bus, and he opened the emergency exit, okay, in the back of the bus, and led the way. Like I was going to say, he led the way.
Right.
The train. And everyone's like, get off the bus. We're boycotting Vicky today. And we walked off the bus, walked back to school, a whole group of kids, like 10 of us, walked into the principal's office and said, we're boycotting our bus driver.
Right.
It was a whole thing.
Yeah. And again, I'd love to hear that story by Vicky, because that's a really bad day for Vicky too.
She was gross. She was nasty.
Yeah. And that's I think that's why sometimes kids give bus drivers a lot of really nasty hate. I mean, the missing detail from the story is that Lorianne, 44, they charged her with a DUI and 26 counts of endangering children. So, you know, there's always two sides to every story, Jim.
Who is that crazy kid in Pomprog? John. Oh shit, he was crazy. He printed fake money and brought it to school.
John Canada.
John Canada was on my bus in Pomprog once, and he just pulled a wrench out of his backpack and broke the window.
Yeah, yeah.
The kid was nuts.
Yeah, he's my third cousin. That's serious.
He like just took a wrench out and was like, check this out, and then smashed the window. And we were like, kid, what are you doing?
he's a loose cannon, man.
Bus ride's got a little Lord of the Flies feel to it. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like
that's why people from California are so soft, Jake. They never they don't have
the kids believe they're in control. So if this move happened with, you know, a not drunk person just telling the kids to go fuck themselves and they got on the bus, all in.
Who's got good bus ride stories out there? Maybe we'll do that from a voicemail. Yeah, call in.
Voicemail at
908-845-5792. Give us your bus ride voicemail story.
Wow, voicemail at. Hey, I've got good news. I've killed life. I'm a billionaire. I'm going to pay the extra money. I've always wanted to have a nice hammer in my pants. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Is it the surgery that killed him? How? Does it say?
Let's see. 65-year-old big man died having a heart attack at a private Paris hospital. Undergoing enlargement. Died on the operating table. Stricken with a substance that was injected into his penis, triggering his demise. It's tough. Tough. Owned a $50 million penthouse in Monaco.
Are we thinking sabotage? Billionaires got to leave his money to someone.
There's a chance. I mean, I don't know enough about the penis enlargement process.
Oh yeah, we used to do tons
especially
of
in Paris.
You don't remember all the before and after pictures we used to check out in college?
I mean, a little bit, but I said at Paris in the end. You didn't. I don't know what they're doing in Paris these days.
Yeah.
Because there's injecting a substance. I don't know, but
I think they're just taking another penis and sewing it onto the end of yours.
Is that like the worst way to go out?
I don't know. Maybe was he under anesthetic and then just never woke up? Because that's not that bad.
Right, but I mean, there's so much about legacy and all that kind of stuff, and it's like, wow, this guy was a billionaire. He had an incredible reputation, I'm sure, in some circles, and then it's like, oh, well, he died younger than he should have because he wanted a bigger penis, so he had no confidence, and he had a tiny wiener.
Sucks for doesn't suck
R.I.P.
for him. Doesn't suck for him because he's dead. He doesn't know that people know this about him, but maybe like his wife or family, they're a bit embarrassed, but they just get his money and they're fine.
Yeah, they put in the hit. They just got the money. So
wow. What's up with this 50 Shades stunt? I've never seen 50 Shades of Grey, but I guess there's a scene where they tie a woman to a steering wheel.
I don't know. I haven't seen any of the 50 Grey stuff. I thought it was just like I thought the 50 Grey reference in this story was just like that's what we generically call things now. But I guess in the first paragraph it does say they're trying to recreate a scene. But I don't know. I think generally in society in 2019, if you say, oh, they're doing some 50 Shades stuff, that's like the new kinky.
Listen to this shit. When the witnesses approached the car by Las Teresitas Beach on Monday morning, he saw the woman immobilized and bleeding from her arms in the driver's seat of a Citroën 3, having lashed her wrists to the steering wheel with cable ties and coiled duct tape around her neck. Fearing that this was the scene of a kidnapping or another serious crime, he phoned the police. The officers had to use a knife to cut the woman free from her state of what appears to have been self-inflicted torture inside her own car.
This is where it gets weird.
The woman said, I wanted to recreate a scene from 50 Shades of Grey, but it got out of hand. I don't have a partner, and I am alone.
Okay, I figured this out.
I think she was trying to kill herself. She's embarrassed.
No. She's embarrassed because she had a partner, and now she's alone. Like, whatever they were... Because the first words out of her mouth are, I want to recreate a 50 Shades scene, it got out of hand. I don't have a partner and I am alone is like, that coming out the second sentence is like, okay, you have a partner, you didn't work alone, and they almost killed you or something.
Yes.
That's the instant cover.
She's battered, wife. She's feared for her life right now. We got to really take her in and make sure things are okay because someone did this to her and then left her at the scene. And she doesn't want them to get in trouble. I don't have a partner. I'm alone. No, sounds like the opposite lady. Otherwise, anyway, lock her up either way. Put her in a room with cushioned walls.
Sure.
She sounds like a hazard to herself.
Take her on a date.
This dude in Texas bought a house in a neighborhood that had no homeowners association.
Sure.
He pre-planned it because he knew he wanted a pink house. This house, Jake, is Pepto-Bismol pink. Everything's pink. The shutters are pink. The doors are pink. The gutters are pink. The ceiling shingles are pink. Like, no house has ever painted this much of one color, and this dude's got Pepto-Bismol pink being the color. And he says it's just his favorite color. It's his dream house, and he moved into a neighborhood with no HOA so he could do this. And the neighbors are pissed. And he's like, well, sorry, there's no HOA here. So pretty interesting. You'd be pissed if you owned a house in this neighborhood.
Let me see. So that's where, okay, so this is just north of Austin. Like, we're talking, I mean, close to Austin. I'm typing it in right now, but I'd guess it's less than 30 minutes from Austin.
So
which essentially nowadays is a suburb of Austin. It's a city that's growing, I mean, extremely quickly. And Austin's theme is literally keep Austin weird. So this guy's trying to bring that to Pflugerville, which looks like it's 23 minutes north. And I guess that's the thing that's getting me, Jim, because I could see if this house was in your direct line of sight on a daily basis, that would suck. But that's got to be what? 4 houses? Like, even if it was just a house in my neighborhood, but I couldn't see it from my house, I don't give a shit.
No, this is something you care about if you ever want to try to resell your house, because it'll bring down the value. Like, if someone wants to buy a house, they're not going to buy a house with a pink house next door. It's true.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, next door. Like, if I'm 3 houses away from that, I don't care. Like, why would you? You know what I'm saying?
Property value, I think, if you can see it from your house.
If you can see it, I completely agree. But if I'm on my property and I can't see it, I don't care at all.
I want to go
So the 4 houses that can see it directly, yeah, that sucks and I would complain.
Yeah. I wanted to find the neighborhood to see how many people. Because sometimes, like, California neighborhoods, you could see, like, like, if it was in my house in California, I could see, 12 houses from my house.
Right.
Like 13. Connecticut's way different because it's so rural.
Rural.
Yo, this Alcatraz news is huge. I don't know if people know that I love Alcatraz. I've been like 9 times.
Right.
There's tunnels under Alcatraz that they just found. Because it was a civil war fort. Which is crazy because the Civil War wasn't fought over there at all. But they were just fortifying like the borders so that the British couldn't get, so the Confederates couldn't get goods from foreign nations. They fortified all the water. And now archaeologists have confirmed a long-held suspicion of historians and say that the famed Alcatraz prison was built over a Civil War-era military fortification. Researchers have found a series of buildings and tunnels under the prison yard of Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary. There's some pictures, man. I
think it's cool. It seems like one of those things that's like tough for me at this point, for all the fanfare and everything that goes on at Alcatraz. Like, we're just finding this now.
So they can't just like go digging because it's an island and a government island and all that.
Right.
So the way that you have to find this is technology. So they were using Internal Geophysics Journal, says archaeologists use ground-penetrating radar, terrestrial laser scans, and historical maps and photographs. It's kind of like how they find the tunnels in the temples too. Now like every year they find another tunnel because technology just allows them to do it without ruining a historical monument. So that would kind of explain. Does that kind of explain or make it easier to accept that these weren't found earlier?
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll watch the Netflix thing when it comes out. I think that's the answer to everything nowadays.
If these become part of a tour, I'm there.
You're there anyways.
Yeah. If anyone, it's not just me being weird, like me liking beached whales, me being obsessed with the movie Seabiscuit. Those are counterculture weird.
Sure.
This is good advice. If you go to San Francisco, go to Alcatraz. And if you go to Alcatraz, do the audio tour. It's basically like the first ever podcast. It's got background noise. It's got interviews from soldiers who lived there, and they walk you through, and they're like, all right, stop at cell block C3. this is where Al Capone stayed. And then they talk about Al Capone. It's the coolest tour. It's fascinating. I've been there like 9 times. I've taken so many people. I've never had someone not enjoy it.
You got to book it a few weeks out. Don't think you could just walk in.
Number 1 tourist attraction in the US of A.
Boom.
Boom.
Better the day, it's the better the day, better the day, better the day.
Bow, 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 bow. Jakey's hot. He's so hot. He's giving out free money.
Get paper.
Wins by a hair on his chinny chin. By the skin of his knuckles, he wins yesterday. The half point saves him from a push, but he did it. He bested Vegas. He's a genius. He's the best ever. His Thursday record is 5-3. Yesterday pushes his Big Ten record to even better. What do you got today, Jakey? Jakey's got a garden snaky in his pants.
I did it. Do you think I've gone too far? I did it. I'm guilty as charged. Never did a single thing that changed the ugly way of the world. Dave Matthews Band. How about that?
Who do you think you are? I
am. Okay. Okay, Lamborghini Mercy. I'm trying to get some good action for the fans tonight, Jim.
She's you know so what? Thirsty.
I think I'm going to see how hot I can get in Big Ten basketball. It's got to be a build up to March Madness. You got to get a vibe on these college teams, right?
Maybe. Yeah, go ahead.
Jim. We are going to Iowa versus Wisconsin.
Wisconsin home?
Wisconsin is the home team. Iowa versus Wisconsin. Okay?
Yep. What's the spread?
The spread is Wisconsin is favored by 7 points.
Wow.
Which, Jim, I think you know where I'm going with this. I kind of want to hit the over/under. No, I'm going to use some turkey math logic here. Wisconsin's favored by 7. Iowa's a good team. Jim, it's just that point in the season where I think 7 points is like too big of a spread. Does that make sense?
You think
like these are 2 big teams. They're both trying to. I think Iowa's kind of on the bubble-ish. I think, all of these wins get you that much closer to in the tournament or a better seed in the tournament. And I just think 7 points at this point in the season, that's way too much.
Yeah.
So I'm going Iowa plus 7.
Okay. I phoned a friend, and I'm just waiting to see if there's a response in the next minute.
Right.
Because last time you bet Iowa, I agreed with you. And then I got a text right away from our Iowa insider or tweet that said, that's the dumbest thing ever. And then he was right. We were wrong.
Right.
But I think no beer in heaven's got life, so
yeah, he might take a second. I can procrastinate you for another minute or so. Some of the other things we normally tie in. Iowa is on a 2-game losing streak, which makes me think they're really going to bring the noise. If you go on a 3-game losing streak this late in the season and you're going from ranked to on the bubble, that's a recipe for disaster.
They lost to Rutgers.
Hey, Rutgers, they're tough, man. They just won me money. This is the Big Ten. It's been a mess all year. That's why I have a good read on it, because I'm a mess. And I just think 7 points is way too much.
Jordan Gagg says the under would be a good one.
I was eyeing the under, Jordan, because it also makes sense that this late in the season that both teams would keep it under 70. That's too safe, though. We're testing March Madness theories now so we can clean up once the madness begins.
So Wisconsin's last couple games, they won by 4. Penn State by 4. They lost to Indiana. They beat Northwestern by 5. They beat Illinois by 6. They lost to Michigan State.
When's the last time Wisconsin's won a game by 7? They beat Maryland by 8. February 1st.
Yeah, Maryland by 8. That's the last time they won a game by 7. And then Nebraska by 11 on the 29th.
I mean, over a month ago since they've won a game by that much.
But what's Iowa doing?
You get I think this is a 30-second warning to see if Mitch has life.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have to predict Mitch's thoughts and then hope you're right.
I'm predicting that Mitch is going to say that there's no way they cover because he's down and out on the squad.
You think he's out on the boys right now?
Well, they lost to Rutgers, so you can't really be in on the boys.
Right, but that's how this team's been, you know?
So I'm going to say, who are you taking? You're taking Iowa.
I'm taking Iowa plus 7.
You know what?
Jake is stupid, but he's smart.
Wow.
I'll agree. Mitch didn't get back in time. We're taking the dog to cover. Wisconsin hasn't blown anyone out all month. In a month, they haven't won big. So I will agree with you, Jake.
All right.
Okay. I think that wraps up the show here today. Thank you guys for listening. Anything we need? Oh, we're coming up real quick on 100 episodes. I think this is our 97th. You guys failed us with the 100 reviews by 100 episodes, which was a tall ask.
Wow.
I appreciate everyone that did leave a review. I think we got like 10. It just makes a big difference when people go to Jomboy and Jake Radio, strangers, and they see, oh, is this a real thing? Do people actually listen? 72 is a nice number because when it's under 50, I think under 20, no one listens is how my brain works. Under 50, it's like, okay, not big. 100 reviews is pretty good for a small-time, everyday show like this. So I really want to get to that 100 plateau. So go leave a 5-star rating and review if you are so inclined. We appreciate it.
I do have some bad news.
What's that?
We totally forgot about golf.
Again?
I mean, I made my pick. But
I didn't make my pick.
Honda Classic, get your pick in yesterday.
Who are you picking? Do it real quick.
You want to play the music quick?
No, I can't.
You got the golf music? Who did I pick? I picked Bryson DeChambeau. Some of the articles liked him. I hate him as a person. So when I can pick him earlier in the season and not have to think about him again, that's better for me.
I didn't make a pick because I forgot.
Good luck, everyone, this week.
Yeah. Good luck. I want to start watching and being more involved, but just haven't. You
got to make it part of your Sunday routine.
Yeah, my Sunday is my busiest day of the week, work-wise, though.
Right.
So, we'll see.
Got to get another screen.
All right, I can get the fourth screen working. What the hell? What in the heck? And what in the fucking heck? All right, what's the song that we played? Oh, your favorite song, 3 Days Grace.
Yeah.
3 Day. And tomorrow is Friday. We'll be back with our regular thing. Call in. Leave a voicemail. 908-845-5792.
Best bus stories.
Everyone's got the good bus stories. You're packed like sardines with a bunch of kids. There's always a smelly kid, a crazy kid, a bully. See you guys.